In today's video, we'll talk all about the Jupiter airdrop, a huge airdrop that just went down on Solana. Now, you guys probably have seen my stance on this. So I have not been participating in much of the airdrop hype on Solana, mainly because after Pith, after Jito, these things were quite heavily overvalued, in my opinion. And in my latest video, I also covered about this before 2024. Before this year started, I actually stated that I plan to sell all of these large airdrops, whatever I have. Now, I still kind of have that stance. It's just that I do want to give you guys an update because how Jupiter handled their airdrop is the fairest I've seen. And usually, while Jupiter is at $7 billion valuation now, fully diluted, which is honestly super high. I have covered this already a month ago. I do think there is that initial hype wave post airdrop dump that could be an opportunity. So that is what we're going to cover today, as well as now that the airdrops on Solana are going crazy, right? We're talking about airdrops starting at 7 billion in market cap. It's kind of insane. So where is this money going to flow to next, right? And we're going to look at some of the most popular things on Solana ecosystem, whether these still have legs to go or not, for Solana itself as well. And I'll give you guys my opinion on which ecosystem I'm looking at next that usually closely follows Solana. You guys probably already know what I'm talking about, and why I think if you are participating in these specific types of coins, especially meme coins on Solana, looking at how they have gone for the past month, just this explosive meme coin growth somehow, why this is likely to carry somewhere else. So we're going to cover all of these today. Okay. Welcome everyone. If you're new here to the channel, my name is Dennis. I'm a crypto angel investor for the past 5 years, and I have invested in over 100 crypto startups. On this channel, I share my views on market trends and investing strategy to build wealth in crypto. Okay, so let's get right into it. So today, Jupiter has just launched, and they have launched their airdrop that is, honestly, I believe this is the biggest airdrop ever. So at least by how much they have given out to the community directly, right? So when you look at JUP here, so Jupiter right now is already trading at $6.3 billion fully diluted valuation. And out of this 800 million circulating market cap or so, there's around 500 to 600 million that were distributed to the community. Very, very large chunk, actually. This is matching, the things like Arbitrum airdrop, Optimism airdrop, like the Sui, Aptos airdrop, some of the largest ones out there. Now, right out the gate, I just want to say I don't think Jupiter will be a good buy long term at 6 billion. This is insane, right? When you think about what Jupiter is, this is a decentralized exchange. Yes, they have this whole suite of perpetual exchange, limit order, market order. You can go on Jupiter itself, right? You can go on their website. And you can see that, okay, this is not only is it a Uniswap kind of like interface, they have limit order, right, which is like a full-fledged exchange. They have DCA, which is TWAP orders that's very powerful that you can use to buy any of the coins on Solana regularly, right, on intervals. And I have used this tool a lot of times. It works really well. You also have a perpetual side, which is kind of early stage right now. Let's just put it fairly, right? So all in all, the current stage of Jupiter is not that impressive, right? Yes, they have a lot of volume, right? So when you look at DeFi Llama, for example, right, going by total number of protocols, right, by decentralized exchange. Let's see. Here, I believe I'm going to go volume, overview. Right. So, they somehow didn't put it here. But yeah, you see how these are some of the top decentralized exchanges by 24-hour volume, right? So Uniswap, total volume 24 hour, 950 million. PancakeSwap, 470 million. Orca, 330. Radium, 330. And then when you look at, why would Jupiter not be on here? But yeah, when you look at Jupiter, so these guys, I believe, is already trading, yeah, even their derivative is at 200 million. And their aggregator for DEX, is this tracking? Yeah, it's not able to track. It's probably down today because there's too much. But as early as this morning, I have seen that their volume actually have overtaken Uniswap. This is spot volume, right? Trading 1 billion plus volume per day. Now, keep in mind, this is because so many people are heavily buying into the Jupiter token itself, and this is only accessible on Jupiter Exchange. So take that with a grain of salt. But at least for the past month or so, whenever Solana was popular, right, when there are a lot of meme coins popping off on Solana, different airdrops, you know, Jupiter has been consistently ranking at least top 3 decentralized exchange by volume, which is quite impressive, right? Even with that considered, when you look at Jupiter's current valuation, 6.4 billion, and then you look at Uniswap, right? Uniswap is at 6 billion. So Jupiter is already more expensive than Uniswap. So this is why, for, you know, preface, long term, I don't plan on having Jupiter in my portfolio. It is what it is. It's like right now at the current stage, it only serves Solana, which means if there is heavy trading volume, heavy adoption of Solana, Jupiter should do well. But then when you look at Solana, right, Solana is only at about 5-6x the valuation of Jupiter. Actually, Solana is at 55 billion. So that's 9x, right? I would rather just bet on Solana itself versus one decentralized exchange like aggregator / DeFi thing on the chain. So this is why, you know, that's the first thing, right? I wouldn't be holding Jupiter long term. However, is it a good idea to say, okay, we're going to go like dump all of our airdrop and right away, or even like go short on this? I also don't think that's very smart. In fact, I believe short term, there is probably a long opportunity on Solana on Jupiter as a trade. So a couple of things to consider here. There have been a lot of strong airdrops in this past 2 months, right? We have seen Manta, for example, right? Manta, we have seen Outlayer airdrop. Celestia, obviously, right? They launched at 2 billion airdrop. A lot of people dumped it, and then it ran all the way to like 20 billion. Obviously, rare example for Celestia. But a good rule of thumb is that usually the first 3-4 days post airdrop, we do see a kind of a drop where a floor is formed. But then shortly after that, like the week to 2 weeks after, price does recover and usually make a new high post launch price. And usually that tops out around 1.5 to 2x the price of the floor post airdrop. So let's look at a couple examples of this, right? Of course, we have Manta. So Manta, you guys know my stance on this. You know, I've publicly bought Manta right around that $2 range, and I still haven't sold all my Manta yet, even from the airdrop. Now you see how, you know, post-launch, a lot of people were not happy with this, right? It launched at $2.60, dropped all the way down to, you know, touching $2, and then you see this kind of floor being formed, right, in the first 4 or 5 days from that $2 range, and then it started rallying all the way up to like $3.70. So this is the kind of trade I'm talking about. And a similar one that has played out recently is Outlayer, right? So Outlayer was the Binance Launch Pool project after Manta. And then you see, again, kind of a little bit of a dump period, right? Where there was a somewhat of a floor forming right around 30 cents. And then it went rally to around 45 cents. So about 50% rally from there. So one way that you can look at this is by taking not only the launch price, but also the pre-market speculation price for OTC and for the airdrop OTC market in order to see where people are willing to make this floor pre-launch. So usually this is a good indication for entry. So there are two markets for this. The first one is called AVO. So this is basically a perpetual exchange that lets you trade these airdrop tokens, speculate on the price of them before they even launch, right? So they have similar markets for example, for Manta, right? So here you see, how can I make this bigger? I can't, whatever. So here you see Manta launched, I believe, on like 21st, 23rd or so of January. 18th. Okay, so all of the price history you see here before the 18th. So 18th was right here. All the price history before the 18th were actually pre-market speculative prices, right? So you see this Manta was trading at between $2.50 to around $3 pre-listing. And then once the airdrop came out, sure, price dropped a little bit. But let's just say if you were targeting the lowest price range of this pre-market price at $2.50 as an entry, that would have been a really good trade, right? So you would have entered somewhere around here, which is kind of right around the middle of this post-launch range, right? When price was fluctuating between $2 and $3. So $2.50 as an average entry in Manta would have been really good. First observation, right? And then there's another market that does a similar thing, which is called Whales Market. This is, again, another one that's dedicated towards trading these airdrop tokens pre-market. So you see for Manta, for example, they were trading honestly a lot lower. So the average price went as low as 25 cents, but as high as $3.24. So I would say as long as you don't go over this average ask, right, you will be good. So this is an example on Manta. Another example, right, AltLayer. So AltLayer was also trading on this pre-market futures market. So here you see AltLayer, and let's just go to the launch date again. So AltLayer launched on the 25th, and it was right around, launched at around 33 cents, went back down to 30 cents. So you see on the 25th, this is when it launched, and you see pre-market, the price was trading quite a bit lower than that, right? And it never got below that again. So if you were, again, using this kind of metric and say, okay, in the pre-market price, if I want to target the lowest of the pre-market price, let's say 25 cents to 30 cents, have an average entry, that would have been really fantastic, right? So this is another example for AltLayer. And for AltLayer's sake, they also traded on this Whales market. And you see average bids, which was how much people were paying, was as the 16 cents. And then average ask, which was how much people were asking to sell at, which was 34 cents. So if you take that middle ground, it's right around like 25 cents. Again, would have been a really good entry opportunity. At least entry target, even though price never got down to that level. So with this in mind, right, when you look at Jupiter today, so Jupiter is at post launch, right? So price at 65 cents today. And this has been one of the longest running pre-market futures markets, essentially on AVO and on Whales market. And this has been 53 cents average buying price and 69 cents average selling price. And you see this is the chart for it. Usually it ranges, it went as high as 70 even, and the lowest that it had made was somehow it went to 29 cents. I wouldn't treat this wick. So let's just say if we don't count this wick, the lowest that it has been was around 50 cents, right? And on average, maybe 45 cents. So on average, maybe 55 cents, right? So between 50 cents to 60 cents that it would have been a kind of average price in the pre-market. So that is the first metric I have, right? Between 50 cent to 60 cent, I think that would be a decent entry. And if Jupiter price is to make a bottom after that post airdrop floor price, I think that would be somewhere in that range, 50 to 60 cent range. And this also matches with how Jupiter is launching, because Jupiter actually has a launch pool for their token. So they didn't just do an airdrop. Instead, they combined that with this launch pool mechanic right here. So basically, they put bunch of tokens into this liquidity pool that scales in a LBP format, where price starts at 40 cents, and then the highest that price got to in this launch pool was 70 cents. So when you have this kind of a format, two things, right? You not only have price discovery in the pre-market, but you also have a lot of liquidity between 40 cents and 70 cents. And this basically matches the pre-market prices very closely. So this is why, even though I don't plan on holding Jupiter long-term, I do think if you want to target these metrics, 40 to 70 cents, and then combine that with this pre-market price, and have an average entry range between 50 to 60 cents, I think there's something there. I think, I wouldn't rush to dump the airdrop when it's trading so close to this range. I think once this airdrop hype goes out, and once the initial dumpers, they all go out and they sell their Jupiter tokens into this launch pool, price should be able to make like 50% to 100% gain above that, above this pre-market level. So this is why I think, there is something there. Now, you can go ahead and start monitoring this by going on lfg.jup.ag, right? This is basically the launchpad, and you can see all the liquidity here. So from as high as 70 cents to as low as 40 cents, you see there are a lot of buy orders that people have preset. And this also matches on their liquidity pool. So you see, this is a huge liquidity pool, over $138 million of liquidity in this pool, ranging between 40 cents to 80 cents to 70 cents. So that's why you see, even though, there has been these wicks, right? Price just doesn't seem to go down much, especially in this liquidity pool, right? And when you compare this liquidity pool price to like a centralized exchange price, so centralized exchange has usually better price discovery because there's market makers, right? They move with the flow of the price. So you see the price on the centralized exchange has dropped to as low as 62 cents already. But on the liquidity pool, this hasn't been happening because there have been so much buying pressure on this launch pool, right? People putting in essentially these limit orders on this price curve to buy the tokens that people are willing to dump that they got from the airdrop. So honestly, I give these guys a lot of respect, like how they launched this. It is very, very, very high valuation, right? 6.5 billion. It's insane. But the liquidity is here. We can see that very clearly. And the pre-market price discovery is there. And basically they have defined that, okay, like 40 to 60 cents, we think it's fair. We think that's at least a price range that people can expect post-launch. So if you want to get in like this range, at least you're going to have good liquidity. So that's what I'm doing, right? On Jupiter, I am closely watching all the charts, right? So the most accurate price you would get would be on a centralized exchange like Binance, KuCoin, Bybit. But the best place to buy would probably be on-chain. So what I'm doing is I have put in a lot of limit buy orders between, let's say, like 63 cents to all the way down to 50 cents, right? So basically like all of this below here, like this. And I believe some of my buy orders already start to hit. Now, can this get into this range? Like, honestly, I don't know. It's a toss-up at this point. But I wouldn't be selling the airdrop from these ranges, and especially if the price chart starts to look like some sort of floor is forming. Like, you could say it's kind of starting to happen where this kind of level around 63 cents is starting to see some strong reaction. So maybe I'm going to start moving my floor bids up a bit. But all in all, this is the play I'm looking at. So accumulating Jupiter, hopefully at an average entry somewhere below 60 cents. And then waiting for next week to 2 weeks for it to have at least that first initial run up, right? And for it to do like, I would say at least 50% from these levels. And then after that point, right, 50% from these levels, again, that's also a very round number because that's roughly $1, right? So you got to think about how the psychology of this, right? For this to hit $1, price range, let's say just from current to $1, 54% gain, right? That would be honestly quite a clean chart, right? For the valuation to increase by another 0. It all makes a lot of sense, and this is why I think this is one thing that I don't want to be too mid-curve on and say, okay, like valuation is too high short term. The hype is there. So as long as the hype is there, this trade I'd happily take. So that's what I'm looking at for Jupiter. Okay, that's a lot on Jupiter just alone, but I want to give you guys some other alpha as well on where I think Solana ecosystem could go next. So TLDR is that the past month has all been meme coins on Solana, right? So when you look at the top meme coins by market cap today, you rank them by market cap. Almost like 30% of the meme coins are on Solana now. And most of the ones that actually had growth have been on Solana. So when you look at like Bonk, right, $1 billion market cap, this crazy thing, Dog with Hat, 250 million market cap, 30-day up 50%, right? You have like Myro up 350% this month, right? You have Wen, people know about this one, like launched last week. You have like MAGA, right? You have even like Trump-related meme coins are launching on Solana, right? Instead of Ethereum. You have this like weird one called Punke, 300% gain, right? And this isn't even the full list, right? I can name just a few more. Yeah, you have Samo. There's got to be like 3 other that are not listed even, that are over 100 million market cap. So it's pretty crazy. This month has all been meme coins on Solana. And where is it likely to go next, right? So I think if you are still very bullish on Solana, I would say I would make a rotation back into Solana coin itself, because for the past month, even though Solana meme coins have been exploding, Solana itself has been quite slow. So where's my soul chart? Yeah. So Solana itself just hasn't really been that month for Solana, right? You see, past month, actually Solana made a 31% drop, right? Whereas all the meme coins exploded. So at some point, those money will flow back into the main coin, right? And I have, these levels drawn, right? This was the last trade that I was really interested back in early December. And that trade has, played out into this range already. And these were the levels that I have already drawn and shown on stream for honestly a couple months now, right? So support level at around $78, next potential target at 135. In fact, that dates like not only to the high in April, but also in the lows in the September 2021 bull market levels. So I would say if I can get some entries into Solana as a trade, that is somewhere in this like bottom of this support range, right? where Solana has already touched with these wicks, that'd be quite ideal, right? So let's say somewhere between $78 to $88. If I can get a trade like this will be beautiful. So that's one thing that I'm closely watching. If I can get this, I think this is much higher risk to reward short term than like still remaining on Solana ecosystem and hunting meme coins. So this is one trade I'm looking at. Another thing that's potentially interesting is the more productive applications on Solana. So even though meme coins have been exploding on Solana for the past month, other Solana ecosystem stuff has not been, right? So when you look at things like DeFi, things like gaming, they have been pretty slow, right? So when talking about DeFi, you know, we're not talking about like Pyth or Jito, those huge airdrops, but things like Solend, right? Leading lending protocol on Solana has been in pretty quiet months in January, right? Not much. In fact, it actually dropped a bit. Marinade, this is the closest competitor to Jito for liquid staking. You see also, this has been down for the past month, down 50%. So these are the things that I think are much better value bet. In fact, look at Marinade, right? Because Solana has gone up so much, the total value locked for Marinade increased by like almost 2x. I think the last time we checked it, it was like 600 million. Now it's 1 billion TVL, but the market cap went down. So now that Jupiter, the leading like DeFi protocol, decentralized exchange aggregator, is popular, I think a rotation back into DeFi on Solana probably is in play. So these are the things I'm looking at, these two. And then for gaming also. So gaming as a whole, right? Very, very popular in December. This month, very quiet months for gaming. So I think if you're going to make bets for things that have good risk to reward ratio right now, gaming on Solana would be another area. So things like, you know, Star Atlas. Again, look at this chart, right? Since 1st of December, from 73 drop to 39. So this is almost like a 40% drop. Yeah, see, that's a much better opportunity, right? When you look at like stuff like Aurora, very similar, right? $1.69 to 95 cents, 35% drop. And there are even like very low caps on Solana that are not discovered, because like when it comes to gaming, a lot of people have speculated on the things like on AVAX, on Ethereum, on Polygon, etc. But when it comes to Solana gaming, there hasn't been that much. I know a lot of people are watching this one, like Honeyland. This is one that, you know, people have been talking about a lot, right? Another one called Illumia, right? This is a MMORPG. I have tried this game before. It's actually very polished. And this one, look at the market cap on this. 10 million market cap, 20 million fully diluted valuation. These things are crazy low right now on Solana. So this is why I would look elsewhere. I wouldn't do meme coins on Solana anymore. If you're really just, you have to bet on Solana ecosystem, I would take either the main coin, Solana itself, or start to rotate into some of the undervalued like ecosystem real applications in DeFi, in gaming. Okay, last but not least, if you are just a meme coin degen, I do think there is next potential wave in meme coin happening somewhere else, and that is on AVAX. So a lot of people missed this, but back in December, AVAX launched this thing called their Arts and Culture on Avalanche. And this is on the AVAX official website, right? So when you go on AVAX and you go on this applications tab, there are only two types of applications that they feature. The first one that they feature was gaming. Gaming on AVAX was huge, right? This is how they were able to attract, you know, a ton of games to migrate to their subnets in December. And you remember, like, any game launching on AVAX was popular. and all the gaming coins on AVAX were popular. So now they're trying to do the same thing, but for art and culture. So what is art and culture? It's basically like random art, random memes. And two sides to this. Maybe if you're an NFT guy, you could do NFTs on AVAX, but I really think there is a very peculiar opportunity for meme coins on AVAX. It's because together with this announcement, they have also announced this full criteria for community coins to qualify for their meme coin fund. So they actually dedicated $100 million to a arts and culture like meme coin fund. And they have the full criteria here, right? The coin needs to be fairly launched, right? Snipebot resistant, secure, high holder count, etc. And they even have the numbers here, right? Should have at least 2,000 unique holders. Top 100 holders need to have less than 60% of supply, 200K in liquidity. Liquidity must be locked or burnt, must have existed over 1 month. So why are they doing this? Like, a lot of people wrote this off as saying like this is dumb, but think about it. AVAX made themselves by copying Solana. This was the case in 2021, right? When people were doing like DeFi rotation, it was Solana. And then after Solana, people rotated to AVAX. And then after AVAX, people went to like Terra or like Phantom, Harmony, etc. And then we saw it again in November, December last year. When Solana popped, everyone rotated to AVAX, and then you saw like Trader Joe, Banky Finance, the DeFi protocols, and then it led to gaming on Avalanche. So now people really have that in their mind. So the fact that AVAX released this in December, and shortly after, right, Solana meme coin continued to boom, I think it's a very, very natural step for once the meme coin wave on Solana dies down, AVAX is going to start pushing themselves and really looking at the teams that built meme coins on their chain, which ones that they can help support with this criteria. Like, this is not me guessing, right? All the criteria is here as of January 2024. And they're clearly going to support certain amount of meme coins on their chain. So I have a full video on this actually soon as one of the hidden gems. But so far, the one meme coin that I have been buying, it's weird, but it's Cock Inu. We have highlighted this before, but just, do your own research and look at these metrics. Look at these criteria for holder count, for liquidity, for age of the coin, for how much of the supply is concentrated, and compare that to all the meme coins on the chain. And you'll see that Cock Inu is one of the only ones that fit this criteria. I believe there's only 2 right now that fit this. So this is kind of an out-of-pocket pick. I don't think anyone is really talking about it or thinking about it this way, which honestly makes me kind of bullish because this is all facts-based. And the last time that this Solana to AVAX rotation happened, I was there first. I was really lucky to do that. And this time around, I think, hoping for something similar. Okay, so that's the next iteration of where meme coins could go that I really think it could happen on AVAX soon. Okay, so that's it. That's everything I have prepared for today. So just to summarize, Jupiter, huge $6 billion, fully diluted valuation token already. I don't think it's good long term, but the short term, there's kind of a trade to be made. I'm targeting between 50 to 60 cents, ideally, if I can get an entry, and for it to run 50 to 100% plus in the next like 2 to 3 weeks post airdrop dump, targeting somewhere around $1. Short-term trade though. And then when it comes to Solana ecosystem, I think Solana coin itself is due for the next leg up. I think DeFi and gaming projects on Solana have not gotten enough attention. So pay attention to those. I've given you guys the few examples there. There are even some new coins, new gaming coins launching on Solana, top games. You guys should check those out. I'm not going to mention them right now before they launch. And then when it comes to meme coins, I really think the rotation from Solana to AVAX is about to happen again, especially in meme coins. So this is why I'm heavily paying attention to on-chain meme coins on AVAX today. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. Before I go, 2 things you should do. So number 1, join our Discord with the link in the description, or go to discord.gg/virtualbacon. This is where I drop quick alpha, day-to-day trade alerts, altcoin setups, right? Just direct trade setups. We do alpha as well for, new things. We're even talking about like Jupiter was launching when, right? This was like last week. We're getting into certain new mints on different chains, new airdrops, etc. So join our Discord, link in the description. And second, make sure to follow me on X at virtualbacon0x. This is where I drop actually like quick alpha. So this is where I usually do research, and I'll post them first into threads before I make them into live streams. So if you want the quickest alpha, follow me on X. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you on the next video and next live stream. Bye-bye.